top story today is Palestinian migrants have been granted the right to live in Britain after applying through a scheme that was solely meant for Ukrainian refugees.
Breaking news: a Palestinian family, displaced by war, has just won a shocking legal battle to stay in the UK. But the controversy is far from over. Could this ruling change immigration policies forever? Or is this an exception that will slam the door on others fleeing conflict? Stay with us as we break down the full story, the legal drama, and the bigger implications you need to know.
A family of 6 were allowed to join their brother in Britain after an immigration judge ruled that the Home Office's rejection of their application breached their human rights.
Lawyers have warned the Home Office that this could open the floodgates and it would lead to the admission of all those in conflict zones with family in the UK. That's anywhere in the world, any conflict zone around the world.
The story begins in Gaza, a war zone where survival is a daily battle. A Palestinian family, a mother, father, and 4 children lost their home in an airstrike. Their lives turned upside down in an instant. Desperate for safety, they sought refuge in the UK through an unexpected route, the Ukraine Family Scheme. But here's where things take a dramatic turn. Their application was rejected by the UK Home Office. Why? Because they didn't meet the scheme's strict criteria. The family refused to give up. They took their case to an immigration tribunal and lost, but against all odds, they fought back again, appealing to a higher court. And this time, the ruling changed everything. The upper tribunal judges granted them the right to stay in the UK, human rights grounds. But what does this ruling really mean? And why is the Home Office still resisting? The judges cited Article 8 of the European Convention on Human Rights, the right to family life. They ruled that forcing the family to return to Gaza would put the children in immediate danger. In the words of Judge Hugo Norton-Taylor, the humanitarian crisis in Gaza is exceptionally dangerous and dire. The youngest children, aged just 7 and 9, were deemed to be at high risk of death or serious injury every single day. This, the judges argued, made their case very compelling and exceptional, and with that, the ruling was overturned.
We should take people who are more culturally compatible, people that understand the British sort of ways of life and traditions and mores. And I don't think that's necessarily true of people from cultures that are very, very different. And then, you know, there's this whole other argument we've talked about before about judges making these kinds of decisions. They've got absolutely no, I think, proper right to do this, either morally or politically. And certainly they're not paying attention to all of these other catastrophic effects on local communities either.
But here's where things get even more controversial. The Home Office fought against this ruling tooth and nail, arguing that allowing the family to stay sets a dangerous precedent. They called it a significant decision that could open the floodgates for other refugees from conflict zones to claim similar rights. And let's be clear, the UK currently has nitrogen monoxide official resettlement scheme for Palestinians in Gaza. This ruling was a one-off, based on a unique legal argument. But does it pave the way for others? And will the UK government try to close this loophole? A Home Office spokesperson didn't hold back, stating, "We contested this claim rigorously at both tribunals. The upper tribunal ruled against us on narrow facts, but this does not change our immigration policy. There is no resettlement route from Gaza, and we will continue to reject applications that do not meet our rules." Translation: the UK government does not want this ruling to set a legal precedent. In fact, they're doubling down on their position. The message is clear: this family may have won their case, but don't expect a policy shift anytime soon.
Here we just have this idea that no matter who you are in the world, no matter what your problem is, that's Britain's problem. Yep. So the question is it really Britain's problem?
Now, I don't think we can have judges making up or subscribing based on how people present themselves in law. I think we need closure in this. We need guidance from the government. I don't think it's right that judges have now overturned the tribunal at the beginning for this family of 4 or 5 who have come to this country now, legally under the Ukrainian refugee scheme. That was set up for something completely different when Russia did invade the Ukraine, and now this family from Gaza are claiming that through their lawyers and through their legal team to have right to remain in this country.
So if they get in, then anybody from anywhere could get in.
Yeah, and why are our judges in this country folding to international law and the ECHR so easily, so often, to the detriment of this country itself?
So what does this mean for you? If you or someone you know is seeking asylum or immigration through humanitarian grounds, this case highlights the power of legal appeals. But it also exposes the harsh reality: without an official route, most applicants will still be denied. The UK government remains firm. This was a one-time exception, not a new policy. But could mounting pressure force a change?
This story means that you're going to have your finger on that housing button even more than before, because this could open the floodgates, could it not?
Look, I think, Eamon, this is another example of the judiciary not representing the views and wishes of the British people. The government has a right to announce who wants to come into this country. The last government announced the Ukrainian visa scheme, and it was not for Palestinians. So what I'm seeing and what I understand why many people are angry is that the judiciary are not taking the wishes of the British people as they should do.
This story is far from over. We'll be following the fallout from this ruling closely. So make sure you're subscribed with notifications on. And if you found this video eye-opening, share it with someone who needs to hear the facts. The fight for refugee rights is heating up. Don't miss the next big development.